All right, man. Welcome back, man. What's up, Mr. Cox?
How you doing, sir?
I am doing well, man. I'm glad we back, man. Season 2, episode 21, man. Resistance in real time. Black leaders on the political front, man. It's gonna be a good conversation. This is Gents Making Sense. I'm Sulayman, and with my partner Tony. And today we turn on our lens to Black political leaders who refuse to back down. Amid policy battles and public reckonings, they wield resistance like a weapon and legacy like a shield. So we're going to talk about focus, elected officials navigating the Trump administration. We're going to talk specifically about Grandma Maxine Waters, Auntie Maxine Waters, the sister Jasmine Crockett. We're going to talk about a minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries, and what they're doing to try to navigate the Trump administration. So let's go ahead and get it going.
Okay, don't forget to tell them about where they can find us at and
Oh, yeah.
everything.
So
Okay.
as we've been saying for a year now, we have finally dumped X. We just can't do it. Morally, we can't do it. We are 100% on Spoutable and YouTube. Always find our content on YouTube. And we are on Spoutable at Gents MS. So looking forward to seeing you guys, comments, likes, recommendations. And we're gonna keep it moving.
Okay, so to start off this program today, I'm going to show you a couple of videos, and then we're going to go dead into our subject, and we're going to try to get right to the point tonight, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, we can go
Can I
ahead
go
and
ahead and
talk.
comment on that a
Yeah,
little
you,
bit?
you can go ahead and comment on that. Go ahead.
But first of all, let me apologize to the listeners, man. I'm a little bit under the weather, man, so I'm popping halls and Greekalos and stuff, man. So I apologize if I got something in my mouth, but I don't have a choice.
You got to do what you got to do.
Malcolm X, man, I love that brother to death, man. I love the nation, man. I think they do. They have, and they've been the foundation, man, of the Black movement for a very long time, man. His comment is spot on, and that was 60 years ago. I mean, I say it today. You've heard me say it 100 million times, Tony, on our show. Is that we need to stop looking to these athletes, entertainers, musicians. They are not our leaders, and they're not in the game. They don't understand what's going on. They don't live the lives of the average Black person. They don't understand it. And I'll give you an example, and this is about somebody who I admire from an athletic standpoint a lot, and that's LeBron James. And I've been saying this for a long time. If you look now, LeBron James is out doing commercials for Amazon, right? And why is he doing that? Because Amazon's paying him a lot of money, I'm pretty sure. But he's out there doing commercials for Amazon. Now, keep in mind that Amazon was one of the first companies to dump their DEI program when Trump said, that he's going to make all these companies pay. Amazon, Walmart, Target, those are one of the first companies to do that. LeBron James is supposed to be socially active and, cares about social issues that are among the Black people. But yet you're out here skip dancing for the company that basically said, we don't think that the playing field needs to be fair. We're going to completely cut down on our DEI program, which affects us a lot with our organization and with our company because we want to get money from the Trump administration. We want the Republicans to like us. And here we had an athlete that everybody talks about all the time as being one of our leading advocates for the Black community, LeBron James, out here doing commercials for Amazon. So that's just one example that I think people need to look at. And Malcolm X was telling the truth. Show me somebody in the white community that is a speaker for the white people. Show me somebody in their community that plays basketball or football or baseball that speaks about issues that affect the white community. You don't see it. They're educated people. Their scholars are the ones that speak. We take our scholars and we push them to the bottom, and we put Ice Cube, LeBron James, and people like that out front to talk about issues that affect us. So, right on, Brother Malcolm. I'm 110% behind you. 60 years later, but as a community, we need to recognize it.
Right, right. And that's why tonight's show is going to focus in on Black political leaders. There will be a second part to this show. That second part will focus on all other leaders besides political leaders. I'm going to show you one more video before we get into the discussion tonight. Just hang tight with me for a few seconds, okay?
And I'll go back in while you doing that. I'll just hit on it a little bit more. Is that, think about the people who are out here writing movies that represent us, and think about the things that they say. Again, I'm
Right,
talking about my brother Tyler Perry,
right.
the type of movies that he puts out there, the image that he puts out there about Black people. But yet we allow him to go and speak on the Democratic stage, presidential election stage, about people voting. I mean, the mess that he puts out, the trash he puts out on TV about Black men and about dark-skinned Black men in his movies. That means something. There's a lot of people that go and watch Tyler Perry movies. So if
Okay.
he's so interested in maintaining our image and maintaining how people look at us, then make better movies that represent us as a people. And then I'll close by saying this: is that you know I'm from Ohio, and I know you can say the same thing because where you from, but I'm from Ohio. And one of the things that I always laugh about when I see on TV is I always see people talking about and looking at, oh, look at the way some of these poor Black people are acting, the way these poor Black folks are acting. I'm from Ohio. And I know I live in the DC area, and a lot of people around here have grown up with a lot of money and they're not used to it. But I've seen poor white people, and I know how poor white people act
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
compared to the way poor Black people act, the way poor Spanish people act. I've seen it. We had in my hometown, there was a whole side of town that was all poor white people. You don't
Yeah.
see it on TV. They don't show it. They just show you us. But there are poor people in this country of all different shades and colors, and they all act the same.
Yeah,
So go ahead.
and to add to this, Suleiman, I'm sorry,
No, no, no.
j
Go ahead, please.
to add to this is the fact that I think it was President Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, say that he made a statement to the fact of if we can make the poorest white person believe that they're better than the richest black person, then while they're paying attention to that, we can go and rob them blind pretty much. And
Yes, sir.
I think that's the mantra that Donald Trump has been under ever since he started running for president. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I think I got that clip up now. I'm gonna show it to you now, and here we go. That's the kind of feet. That's the kind of pushback we gotta have. Got to be strong and forceful pushback.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, look. Oh, go ahead. And I stepped on top of you. Go
No,
ahead.
no, no, no. That's all right. I
No,
was
my
waiting for
point
you to
is that
comment.
Representative Hakeem Jeffries is my man. I like him. He's a solid brother. He's educated. He's smart. He knows how to communicate. He's doing his job. He's in a tough situation. He doesn't have a lot of power. There's not a lot of things he can do. But what he can do is speak to the American people and get the American people to understand that the folks that are in there, a lot of those folks on the Republican side, are out to rob you blind. They're going to take everything that you have, but tell you that it's a Black person's fault, or it's a Spanish person's fault, or it's an Asian person's fault. It's somebody other than you for why you don't have what you have. When the government is robbing. So I appreciate the fact that there's a little bit of fighting him. I would
Yeah,
like to see that more from a Democratic standpoint, is to fight. Sure, you don't have a lot of options, but use the options that you do have to fight against what is being done to our country. And I would
exactly.
also ask people to study and look at history. The same thing that's happening now in 2025 happened almost 100 years ago, where the rich people in this country begin to have more power than necessary in the government. And look what they're doing. This happened in the 1930s after the Great Depression. The exact same thing that's happening right now happened 100 years ago, almost to the decade. And people need to recognize that and realize that, look, we need to step up. We need to start addressing these businesses. And I'm gonna keep hitting on Amazon and Target and Walmart and Home Depot and all these major companies, major big box stores and major organizations that have turned their back on the poor people in this country to make a dime.
Yeah.
And I will say that I'll beat them up, but I'll also say that companies like Costco are companies that you need to be supporting. Costco basically said, we are not doing anything with our program. We are maintaining our diversity, equity, and inclusion parts of our business because it's beneficial to our businesses because we have people who are Black, Spanish, and Asian, and Arab that shop at our organization. They deserve a seat at the table.
Yeah,
So if you want to
exactly.
support somebody, go spend that $100 or whatever the cost is now for your Costco annual card and give them the business. That's who should be supporting. Go ahead.
Gotcha. So we're gonna give Costco a hand clap. We're gonna give them a hand clap because they decided to do something that was you could see, and they announced it, and they didn't try to hide it.
Right.
So since we just got through talking about Hakeem Jeffries, and he's a political leader, let's start with him. What are some of the levers of power that he can use as a Democratic leader in Congress to try to help to keep these Republicans from running roughshod over the country?
Yeah, one of the things I think that Democrats need to do is start holding up registration. There are delay tactics that Republicans use all the time against Democrats. And Democrats need to do the same thing. Get up there and talk for 24 hours. Use every tactic in the book to delay their ability to pass legislation. Put the target on their back. Go and say in your district, hey, look in Sulayman Brown voted for this. Here's what it's going to do for you. It's going to take $5,000 out of your pocket on an annual basis. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. Put the target on their back. Make them go out into their community, go out into their constituency and explain why they're voting for something that is hurting the people that are voting for them.
Exactly. Give you an example of what the Republicans did this week. Uh, Speaker of the House Johnson, when his own members were going to try to put a motion out to get the Jeffrey Epstein files, he closed down Congress and let them go home early on summer vacation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then went in the press conference room and commenced to say he did it because the Democrats were trying to bring it up. So
Uh-huh.
even so, once again, they always do this for a man that calls himself very religious. He lies with impunity all the time, all the time. I mean, he knows why he closed down Congress for early vacation, because his own people were trying to bring up the Epstein files, and instead of saying what was true, he went out there and said the Democrats were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so yeah, I agree with you totally. Democrats got to use every level of power that they have in Congress to delay and deny the unjust things that they are doing at this time. They really do. Let's talk about another young lady, Miss Jasmine Crockett, a little fireball from Texas that I think with the Republicans tactic, Donald Trump telling the governor of Texas to redraw the lines and try to gain 5 Republican seats in Texas.
Yep.
I think they're trying to push her out of the Congress, and
Sure.
and uh, and for good reason. This young lady does not play. Talk
Yeah.
to me about her.
Yeah, but listen, Jasmine Crockett is a superstar. I mean, she's very outspoken. She brings a lot of the dark stuff that's being done in Congress out into the light. They don't like it. So what will Republicans do? Well, it's what Republicans have done for 100 years. They cheat. They know they can't beat her. They can't argue against her points, so they cheat. Let's go find the governor of Texas, who we know is a crook, to go and change the districts so that they'll put more Republicans in her district, or she doesn't win, and then run her out of Congress. Now, it's illegal because our government system of government is corrupt. but it's illegal. And you got the president of the United States basically calling on a governor, supposed to be separation there, to do that. So that's what Republicans do. Republicans says, you know what, we're going to go out, we're going to get her removed out so we don't have to deal with her anymore. If they could do it in New York City, they would do it at the AOC. I mean, I'm sorry, ALC.
Yeah.
But they can't do it there in New York because her district is dark blue. But they can
And
do it in Texas.
and the governor is Democratic.
And the governor's Democrat. So they
And
won't
so
do it in New York, but they'll do it in Texas
yeah,
and try to get her removed. Well, what
they
needs to happen is the people of Texas, specifically Black folks, need to rally around her to ensure that she gets back to Congress.
I just think Black folks in general, because they can see that it's unfair what they're
Sure.
doing.
Mhm.
So Gavin Newsom, another political Democratic star, not Black, but he is moving up the ladder. He said some questionable things, but he also said when Donald Trump said that Texas need to do that, he said if Texas do that, California would do the same thing.
Mhm.
And see how many they might get 10 more Democrats into the House if California do that, you know.
Well, see,
So,
but see, that's what the Democrats need to do. Okay,
yeah,
go do it in Texas, no problem. We'll do it in New York City. We'll do it in New York, and we'll do it in California, the two largest states in the union.
checkmate.
So however you want to play it, we'll play it with you.
Yeah, yeah, checkmate. You know, if they do it that way, he sees his grasp on Congress because none of this stuff he's doing right now could get by the Congress if we had a Democratic Congress. So he's trying to get those 3 seats that he needs to keep those 3 seats in the midterm elections.
Yeah,
One of
because
the
he knows that he's going to lose a lot
yeah,
of seats in the midterm election. And I
exactly.
suspect that the Congress will be Democrat, not by a
Yeah,
lot, but I think the Congress will be
yeah.
Democrat.
Well,
Um,
they lost another congressman this week.
yeah, he retired, so they
Yeah,
lost one seat.
yeah,
But I think the Democrats are going to take Congress back. I don't think the
yeah.
Democrats are going to get the Senate back, but they'll get
No,
Congress. They'll get Congress back. And which now you got a divided government, which means he has to come to the table and negotiate and talk about things that he wants to do. You just
yeah,
can't go rug shot like he's been doing over the last 7 months.
yeah. And the thing about that is the uh, Senate takes about 2 cycles to turn around. You can't turn the Senate around in 1 cycle. Not normally. Not normally. It takes about 2 cycles to turn them around. But we look forward to that. Let's see another. We can talk about some of the old guard too. Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters, even at the age she is now, and like you said, we can call her auntie and everything. She's still very vocal about how she feel about what's going on. And AOC, while not being Black, she is of color, and I think she's out there too. The thing I hope they don't fall prey to is the name calling. Uh, this thing about progressive. You know, why they're progressive? Okay, so you're as a Republican, you're considered MAGA. So don't nobody get mad at you because you're MAGA. So if I'm progressive, that's just my views. That don't mean I can't come to an understanding and make something happen with some people of other party and stuff.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
listen. That's part of the and I think the Democrats have kind of pushed that away, but it's part of the weakness that's always been out there. So what? You can call me a liberal. I got a sticker on my car that says back of my car that says liberal but armed.
yeah, exactly.
So I mean, yeah, I'm a liberal. I have no problems at all with you calling me a liberal. That doesn't hurt my feelings. It doesn't distract me from doing what I do.
Yeah,
Conservative, I think, is an oxymoron because those guys spend more money when they're in office than anybody
anybody.
that gets in the office. They're the one
Yeah,
that run up the debt.
yeah.
Democrats bring the debt down. Republicans are one that runs it up. So conservative is a silly name for us to call them. What we should call them is what they are: corrupt.
Corrupt.
That's what we should call them:
Exactly.
corrupt.
Is
We shouldn't call them
exactly.
conservatives. We should call them corrupt. The C and the conservatives should be corrupt because that's what they are. Um, but Democrats need to say, okay, call me what you want. It doesn't matter. We're still going to legislate for the people who put us in the office. And that's what Republicans do. Republicans get in the office and they legislate from the far extreme for the people, the MAGA people who put them in office. Democrats get in the office and we want to go and try to shake Republicans' hand and say, let's come to the table. We're all Americans. Let's work together. And
Yeah.
Republicans are like, nah, we aren't down with that.
Nah.
And then they cause mass chaos for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
The reality is that, representatives are supposed to be the firebirds. They're supposed to be the fire-breathing people. That's why our government is the way it is. That's why senators get 6 years. Senators are supposed to be the more calm and people, when they make a legislation, they recognize this is long-term. The reason representatives get 2 years is because you're supposed to be the one to come in there and fight. How many fights in the United States history have we had on the congressional floor? How many battles? Fist throwing battles have they had? You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to be the loud talking one as a representative. So Democrats do that. Start sending people to the Congress that are willing to fight.
Yep, exactly. That's what they're gonna have to do, man. That's exactly what they're gonna have to do. Then another black leader that's flying below the radar. You don't hear too much from him, but he's still around. Is Cory Booker. Cory Booker is moving and shaking in committee hearings. That's where I see him doing most of his damage. He holds the committees down and make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do and following the committee rules and everything. Can you talk to me a little bit about Cory Booker? What you think about him?
Cory, historically speaking, and people that know a little bit about political history, Cory Booker reminds me of Representative Powell, Adam Clayton Powell. Not as much as a fire-breathing Adam Clayton Powell, but Cory Booker reminds me of him because Cory Booker is willing to go and talk to people on the other side and get people to come to the table and negotiate. And Adam Clayton Powell did that as well. He got a lot of stuff done in the 20s and 30s when he was a representative from Harlem with the other side. People that were adamantly against him and what he wanted to do. But he had that personality to be able to go to them and say, look, let's sit down and talk. That's what Cory Booker is to me. I don't want Cory Booker out there screaming. He's not good at that. When I watch him on TV and he's out being a fire-breathing, angry person, he's not good at that. That's not him. He's the type of person that I want in the back room at the table while we're negotiating the final piece of legislation.
I was getting ready to say the same thing. He's the negotiator.
Yes, that's who I want. I want Cory Booker at the table working and saying, okay, look, we're willing to lose this, but we're going to gain this. That's Cory Booker for me. I wish that he could be put into that position. He's not he doesn't have the oratory ability of Hakeem Jeffries. He's not Barack Obama. I know they try to compare him to Barack Obama. That's not him. He reminds me of Adam Clayton Powell when he's in a bad situation where he doesn't have a lot of power in the Senate, but people listen to him. People will sit down with him and listen to what he has to say. That's what I think Cory Booker should do, and what the Democrats should put him, let him play a part. That's one of the things that I think the Democrats need to do is that we need to put our team together. Republicans have a team. They got a football team. Republicans know who the guy that's going to talk all the shit. They know who they can go to say, go out to the media and say stupid stuff like Representative Kennedy from Louisiana. He's an idiot. He's the person they send out to say stupid stuff. When they want, somebody who is really conservative but can speak and sound like he's not saying anything, they send Johnson out.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right, gotcha.
When they need somebody from the Senate, to go out and say stuff, it used to be, but it was McConnell. Or when they wanted to really try to bring Democrats aboard, they'd send out the woman from Maine, Collins, or the one from Alaska,
Mikowski.
Bukowski, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They got a game plan. They got a team. Democrats need to do that. Look, we know that AOC is a fire-breathing dragon. When we need people to go out and get people fired up, we send her out. We send out the Muslim one lady from Minnesota, stuff like that. But when
Yeah.
you need more level-headed people, we got a team of people that can go out and speak to folks, and we need to start doing it.
Yeah, and that's something I've been looking at. It don't seem to me that they talk to each other. Uh, does the Congress leader talk to the Senate leaders? Do they talk to the rank and file on a regular basis so that they have their strategy down and everything? Uh, that's something I've been thinking about and looking at and saying, uh, if they did that, maybe the message would come over better. Because Democrats got a messaging problem to me. That's their biggest problem. They got a messaging problem. Uh, this week, I'll tell you one thing that I liked that somebody that's not in political leadership anymore, Barack Obama did. Barack Obama is usually slow to respond, but when Donald Trump put his name in his mouth about treason, he was quick to respond with a great response. Uh, it was forceful, it wasn't polite, and it meant something.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't long winded or nothing like that. It was forceful, and it left no doubt that he thought Donald Trump was full of shit. Basically,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Barack Obama is the person that I like
Mm-hmm.
because Barack Obama could speak to people and say what he wanted to say, but get his point across about what he was trying to get accomplished. That's what we need. People, Barack Obama can go out and read people their rights in such a nice way that most folks wouldn't be able to recognize that he just told them to go and kiss his ass.
Yeah, exactly,
And that's what we
exactly.
need to get in the Democratic Party. And then, you've heard me say before is that I think that the Democratic Party needs to cut our agenda down. It's too big. We cannot be the savior for everybody. And a lot of these people that we go out and we spend all this capital on to try to help don't vote for Democrats anyway. They don't vote
Especially,
for them.
especially in the last election.
Exactly. So my point is Democrats go out, find out who voted for you, and you need to put money into the people who voted for you. That's what I was saying at the beginning is that as a black people, because I'm not talking about other folks that vote Democrat, I'm talking about black folks. We predominantly vote for Democrats. And there are a lot of companies out there who black people put a lot of money into who turn their backs on us when we needed them. And I'm going to call them out. Coca-Cola, who sit down there in Georgia and said nothing about the fact that the Georgia legislation was basically saying people's grandmothers and grandfathers can not get water or food while they're standing in line to vote. How many black people in Georgia work for Coca-Cola?
Exactly.
How many black people in Georgia have worked for Coca-Cola for years? And they said nothing. They continue to support the Republicans in the Georgia legislature. Despite this, you're telling me we can't bring water to people standing in line to vote?
I'm
No
telling
weak
you.
response they gave. And we should consider that. And I think the black people should look at that and say, you know what? That little drink that you like to go to clubs and get the rum and Coke, maybe you should do rum and Pepsi. Or maybe you should find something else.
Yeah.
Walmart's another one who cut
Yeah.
back on their DEI. Walmart, of all
Mm.
places, the poor man's box store.
The poor
How
man
many
box
black
score.
people go to Walmart and spend millions of dollars, billions of dollars of money at Walmart on an annual basis? And they were one of the first companies to turn their back on the people who keep their business alive. You think Trump shops at Walmart? You think any of those people who are in the Trump administration shop at Walmart? I mean, I'm just being
Nah,
real.
no.
And black folks need to recognize that. I mean, how many times does somebody have to spit in your face or bust you in the head or punch you in the face or kick you in the stomach before you say enough is enough?
And I think what you're saying, and what everybody that I know that sees a problem with the Democratic Party, and just Black people in particular, is we need to move with intention. We need to stop moving loosey goosey. We need to move with intention. Whatever we do that deals with politics, we need to move with intention. And I think that's what everybody is trying to say. Yeah.
Well,
So
go ahead.
no, that was it. It just we need to move with intention.
Well, hold people accountable. We spend 10 to 15 billion dollars a year across the board, and we need to use that. Target recognized. Target was like, wait a minute, they're killing us. We need to come and talk to somebody about what we can do to be better. And my point is that being better is not just talking to our leaders. Being better is supporting our community. I don't want to see basketball courts. I don't want to see you buying sneakers. I don't want to see you buying T-shirts. What I want to see you doing is putting money into our community, into our school system, into recreation centers, into places like that. And that's what our leaders need to start telling these companies and these CEOs.
Yeah,
And I've been
exactly.
really thinking about, I mean, just my opinion, I've been really thinking about, you know, coming on our show and or talking to some other podcasters out there and getting people to say, you know what, let's let Amazon know what the amount of money that we put into Bezos' pockets.
While he's
Let's
go,
let's 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 spend a week of not buying something from Amazon and let them understand the power of the black dollar in the United States.
yeah, we need to do it more than one time too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Do something like once every quarter, or once every 2 or 3 weeks, or something like that. Not do it one time and forget about it. That's the thing that I see with us. Really, is we do something one time and we forget about it. Basically, so so to kind of bring all this together tonight, we basically talked about our political leaders, and we highlighted a couple of people like Jasmine Crockett, uh, Cory Booker, and Hakeem Jeffries. And we even spoke about Maxine Waters a little bit. There are other Black leaders that's in Congress that's doing great work and everything. We just wanted to highlight a couple and try to put in content of what they need to do in the time of the Trump presidency to slow down the train that he got going on right now. And we need to do it with intention, and we need to match their intensity as much as we can and not slow roll it. Give us the last word you got for it tonight, Suleiman.
I will. I think that what I like to try to get across to black folks, and I want to be very clear. The reason I always say black folks, and I think it's important that I say black folks, is because every other group in the United States focuses on what they need for their organization, except for us. Black folks carry the water for everybody. So everybody else gets the benefits, and then we don't get any. And what I'm saying is that fine, you Spanish people, you want to carry water for yourselves, go ahead and do that. You want black folks to help you, we understand that, but you need to come to the table, sit down, and we all need to get something out of the support that we do together. We're not going to carry water for other organizations and other races so that they can get what they want and we get nothing, because we always get the short end of the stick, which is one of the things why I say, the immigration thing. This is not black people's problem. This is not our fight. We need to stay out of it. We have nothing to do with it. Our people didn't come across this border illegally. No black people, FBAs, foundational black people, are getting deported to another country. We didn't come here illegally. This is not our fight. And I'm not just talking about Spanish people. I'm talking about Jamaicans, Africans that come here illegally. This is not our fight. So let them fight their own battles. And when you win your battle, then you can come back to the table for us, and we can sit down and formulate a plan that's going to benefit all of us. So my point and what I'm trying to get across to black folks is we need to work together for the interests of our own people. Our
Exactly.
ancestors, our great grandparents, grandparents, mothers and fathers fought and sacrificed too much for us to turn around and give all of their sacrifices to another race of people who haven't put in the time, work, and effort to get that. So, as we're coming around to the midterm elections and as we're coming around to the next presidential election, Black folks need to vote based upon what the person who we're voting for is going to do for us. We saw what Spanish people, Arab people, and Asian people will do when it comes to either us or their people. We saw that in the last election. We need to recognize that it's about us and what we think is best for our people and our survival, and that's how we vote. So that's what I wanted to say.
Good, good, good. I agree with everything you said. I think uh, my final word tonight is call and write your elected officials. You might think it doesn't do anything because you might not hear from them. Most of them have to respond to it. It's part of their job. They're going to get some staffer or something to say something back to you. But still, they will know that people are contacting me and this is an issue. It
Yep.
works. It works. It works. So don't let your congressmen and senators go without notice. And you can call and write other congressmen and senators like the black congressmen and senators that we've been talking about tonight. You can call and write them too. Let them know that you appreciate their fight or that you think they should fight harder or some of the things you want them to fight for and everything. So before we close, any last word? Any last words?
Well, that's what I say, man. It's a great show, man. Looking forward to next week, man.
All righty. That's all I need. Okay. Good night, y'all.